an empty dirt lot in what was formerly farmland and would soon be a brand new subdivision of homes. That was the scene in November of 2019 at this very location I'm standing in now. This is our dream house, which we had built for us here in Pasco, Washington, during the height of the pandemic in 2020. Construction took a little longer than expected due to supply chain issues. And we were living in California at the time, so our real estate agent here in Washington would stop by the house every week or two and send us pictures of how construction was progressing. Finally, on September 1st of 2020, the deal officially closed. We signed all the papers, and we were able to move in and start making this house into our home. That was 3 years ago. And the big challenge for me, once we had the house of our dreams, was to come up with the yard and the garden of my dreams on this half-acre lot. It was pretty much a blank slate when we first moved in. We paid a landscaping company to lay sod, and we had paid the home builder to put in a big cement patio as well as a cement path all the way around the lawn area. But the rest was going to be my special project to work on, planting trees and bushes and building 3 raised garden beds on the east side of the house. Well, now, 3 years later, it has become the yard and garden of my dreams. My flower garden and my vegetable garden turned out exactly the way I wanted. All the trees I planted have been growing well, helping to soften the view that we have when we sit out on our patio. Now, eventually, as these trees grow even taller and wider, I have no doubt that someday I won't be able to see the other houses in the neighborhood, and hopefully someday I won't be able to see those 2 big shops that loom near the property line. This section here has grown into exactly what I had hoped for. These trees have almost completely blocked the view of the block wall fence that runs along the property line. And they've created a nice sense of privacy for us when we're out in our yard. But this corner of the property is the current problem area. We have new neighbors, and they've got some friends with an RV, and those friends like to visit quite often, and when they visit, they park their RV right there where it's very visible to us. So I've planted even more trees here in this corner of the yard this year, and it's just going to take a few years for these trees to grow and hopefully block the view of everything over there on that neighboring property. 15 months ago, I planted these trees to create a privacy screen for our hot tub. And look at how much they've grown in just 15 months. Our big lawn is great for playing with Carli, our Cocker Spaniel, who recently turned 2 years old. Carli thinks of me as the fun one, someone to play with, but Carli's heart belongs completely to Kellyn. They spend almost every minute of every day together, except for when Kellyn goes to the grocery store, and then I get Carli. Here's Carli right by Kellyn's feet in Kellyn's big craft room, her favorite feature of our house. Kellyn spends a lot of time in here being creative, making things from scratch, like this toy that she made for Carli. Of course, this kitchen is also one of Kellyn's favorite things about this house, and it makes a pretty great backdrop when I need to talk to the camera in one of my videos. Because this property used to be farmland, the infrastructure was already in place to bring irrigation water here straight from the Columbia River, and that water is not only very inexpensive, but it's also not even metered. Do you realize how great it is for a guy who likes to garden to have unlimited amounts of water to irrigate with at a flat rate? It's great. Another thing I love about this house is being able to walk directly out of our bedroom and into our hot tub. The first year we had it, I was probably in the hot tub 3 times a day. Now, 3 years later, it's more like once a day for me, but I do still really love it, especially early in the morning. Warming up in the hot tub is a great way to start the day. In our master bathroom, I love that we have a walk-in shower. There's no shower curtain or shower door. You just walk straight into the shower. And that rainfall shower head, plus the second little wand that can go handheld, makes this one of the greatest showers I've ever used. And I've stayed in some pretty nice hotels and cruise ship suites over the years. Well, I also really love that because this is a new neighborhood, they were able to underground all the utilities, including 3 different fiber optic cables that come into the house, one of which brings us the best high-speed internet I've ever seen, with extremely low latency, just 3 milliseconds, download speeds over 800 megabits per second, and upload speeds over 900, which is great for a YouTuber like me who likes to upload gigantic, high-resolution video files. So 3 years in, life is good here at the Zim House. Not a day goes by that I don't think about how much better our lives are now here than they were before I retired when we were living in California. Boy, 3 years ago, it was a great time to buy a house. We are so fortunate to have done this when mortgage loan interest rates were 2%. Well, if you enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up button to let me know. Feel free to leave me a comment or a question, or to just congratulate us on our 3-year house anniversary. Thanks for watching.